you're seeing this and wondering what I'm doing a scarf hold, also known as a kesa gatame. It's like a headlock that has neck cranks, arm bars, and takes the wind out of them. And let me show you what I'm talking about, because it also has Hapkido wrist locks. So I'm in a side control. We'll talk about some different side control positions later, another video. But what we're going to talk about is a kesa gatame. So I'm going to take my far side hand. It's going to come under his head, and I'm going to slide through like a baseball player. I'm going to grab my own knee from the inside. Now I have his arm rested on my knee. I can use that connection to push back and push up, crank his neck and take the breath out. Or I can go for some of my normal submissions that we've already seen in jiu-jitsu. But what I'm going to show tonight is some Guerrilla Hapkido wrist locks from the Grapple. Some of this stuff. Tap, tap. Let's talk about how to properly set up a kesa gatame scarf hold before we show how to do the wrist locks. Because if I don't have the scarf hold set up properly, I can't do the wrist lock. This right here is nothing more than a wrestling headlock. What I want to do, if his elbow is touching the mat, is I want to grab, bring it up to over my leg, grab so his head can't go on the mat, and now he has here. I can actually use this to feed down for some arm locks, arm bars like we showed before. But what I'm actually going to do, I'm holding right here. My hand is never going to let go of his elbow. I'm going to use my elbow, my forearm, to work his hand down. As I work it down, I'm just going to step over. He probably bends up and he wants to stay. From right there, I can't really do any wrist locks because his elbow is flapping. So I'm going to grab his shoulder. I'm going to bring his elbow back on my knee. I'm going to bring my knee in, and now I can do any wrist locks I want to do. Gooseneck, compression, turn the other way, finger locks, thumb locks, backwards wrist locks. So what I need to do is once I have it here and I push down and I come around, I need to grab his shoulder, bring it back over so his elbow is on my leg. Now from there, I can start working the compressions because my leg is holding his forearm together. Or I can just push straight down and still get the arm lock. So, key essential detail is making sure that I have a compression for his arms. So from right here, he's holding on really tight. It's going to be hard for me to feed it down. Way I'll do it is I'll grab with my palm his elbow. Now I start working from my hand down. Once I push over, I'll step over. It's not really threatening him yet. Now, as I lock my hands, yeah, he can bend and pull his elbow, and I don't have anything anymore. So, once I step over, I'm going to grab his shoulder, and I'm going to bring it tighter. So now his elbow is trapped, and I can bring his down. For my favorite wrist lock, which is the duck. So, just because I'm on top and I have a tight kesa gatame doesn't mean the fight's over. He still has some wiggle room. Best way to end that is by using a Guerrilla Hapkido wrist lock.